Leland, we have the big announcement we knew was coming and we've been waiting for. What do you make of it?
It seems exactly what you just said, Mitch, was we've coming and we've been waiting for it. I think what's interesting is what's happening now, because typically the way this works is you'd have a announcement like this, and then you would have a big barnstorming tour of swing states or of early primary states where the president, as he's running for reelection, would go out and take his message on the road. And that's not what we're seeing. And I think the real question here is that can you run a reelection campaign? Can President Biden run a reelection campaign the way he ran his 2020 campaign? And that appears to be what they're setting up for, which is a much, much more controlled and virtual campaign than they did for a typical reelection campaign. I mean, this is not going to look anything like, at least what we're led to believe, anything like Barack Obama's reelection campaign, say, in 2012 or in 2020, even for Donald Trump, who, even with COVID, was out on the road, was pushing his message out in person to voters. And this is a very sort of contrived strategy by the White House, that they think that they can keep President Biden in this in a controlled environment, limit gaffes, limit media availability, limit rallies, and the kinds of things that you typically see in a presidential campaign, and once again turn out a Democratic base of voters plus swing voters on the overarching premise of, hey, look, even though you may be totally happy with everything that's happened over the past 4 years, I'm not Donald Trump. And that we haven't yet gotten the full messaging out from the Biden White House, but that's going to be an enormous part of this message.
Well, and Leland, I am struck by the wording here. I'm going to read this tweet again. Every generation has a moment where they have had to stand up for democracy, to stand up for their fundamental freedoms. I believe this is ours. That's why I'm running for re-election as President of the United States. Join us. Let's finish the job. Aside from let's finish the job and the word re-election, that seems a lot like 2020. It seems like we are doing this again. I am running because I am not Donald Trump. Do you hear that in the wording that I just read?
Yeah, and I would add to that. Was stand up for democracy. That wasn't really what we heard in 2020, right? You know, this idea of a threat to democracy was not a 2020 campaign theme. 2020 campaign theme was COVID and no mean tweets. There was a difference there, and credit to the president and the Democrats where credit is due. There was a lot of discussion in the midterms in September and October of 2020 when the president went to Philadelphia and gave his speech. When he gave his speech, I believe it was Union Station, if I remember correctly, when we did that coverage near Capitol Hill about the threat to democracy. And it was this is a time for America to choose the dark road of election denialism and threats to democracy, and on and on and on and on, which is what they describe Republicans as, or I, Joe Biden, who am here to save the republic from Donald Trump and from Republicans and ultra-MAGA Republicans.
Well, and Leland, on that note, this video starts with clips from January 6th, so that seems to be very much top of mind. I mean, it's the very first images you see from this video is January 6th.
Well, then I hadn't seen the video yet, but that's where you're at.
And so what shape does this campaign take then? Or do we just really have not only a rematch potentially of 2020, but also just a redux? Are we just is this going to be part two of the same campaign?
Well, it's part two of the same campaign. I think you make a good point, except there's a few things that are different. One, there is no COVID. There's no excuse to the campaign trail anymore. But perhaps more importantly, in 2020, Joe Biden was able to run by saying, I am everything Donald Trump is not. And the American voter was allowed to project onto Joe Biden all things that they did about Donald Trump, and he just wasn't, right? Joe Biden can kind of be whatever you wanted him to be.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.